Well, it has to be said that if humans had never existed, the planet would be better off.
Johnny, we here at the Ask Johnny channel, are we right wing or left wing? What are we, Johnny? Well, the Ask Johnny channel, we bloody take up causes and fight for bloody issues across the whole spectrum of whether you're left, right or centre. Well, but apart from that, I'm not too sure. Why do you ask? Why? Well, because of the protests in Ireland that are going on at the moment. The protesters are being labelled as right-wing activists or whatever. But does that mean that if you stand up for your country and you get angry about what's happening to your country and you protest about what's happening, that means you're right-wing?
It's been a terrible week in Dublin with the shocking stabbing of 3 children and a school care assistant outside a primary school, followed by rioting and violence across the city. 34 arrests were made. Several Garda officers were injured in the riots, and the Commissioner, Drew Harris, said, and this is a quote, "People have been radicalized through social media and the internet." So was that the cause of the violence, and did the reporting of the incident worsen the situation? So here to discuss this, I'm joined by journalist and broadcaster Ella Whelan.
Well, the idea that it's simply an organised far-right outburst is a total misunderstanding of the complexity of what's been going on.
Yeah, I have said that. That's a bit interesting. You got to remember, Johnny, that Ireland has been an oppressed country, a little oppressed country, really, been under the thumb of the bloody British for God knows how long. So to label them as some sort of right-wingers because you bloody believe in your country and you're angry, I don't know whether that's got any bloody merit, Johnny. Right, yes. They don't give a fuck about whether they're left-wing or right-wing. They just don't like what's bloody happening to their country. It seems that if you do protest about what's happening to your country, as is happening across Europe at the moment, then you're labelled as a right-winger and you should shut up and just take your fucking medicine.
By cracking down on, yes, you've got it, the far right. Those who look like they may want to see their nation-state protected and maintained. Those who don't like their children to be at risk of some heinous attack. People who like our Western way of life the way it is and object to being told they have to be the ones to change to fit in with the newcomers.
And for all this bloody bullshit, you know, Johnny, I never hear anyone on the news anywhere say, by Jesus, why is there so many angry people around at the moment? What seems to be causing it? The cause of all the anger? Well, and you never see the politicians go, by Jesus, you're right, you know. We'll have to ask our constituents why everyone is so angry. What are we doing that's making everybody so angry? Well, they don't seem to ask that question. Left or right wing, and they're angry, and they're hooligans and all that sort of shit. No one says, hang on, why are they? Why are they hooligans? Why aren't they happy? Right, yeah. And they bring in draconian measures, draconian, that's right, to try and curb free speech because they don't want people talking about it. Oh, Jesus Christ.
I mean, one of the things that's really worrying is that this has pretty much given the Irish political elite the green light for an incredible bill around hate speech, which is one of the, really...
Yeah, they actually want to control the population to go along with whatever shitty idea they come up with. It's not the policies we've brought in. They're wonderful policies. The reason people are so upset is because they're getting together and... Jesus Christ! Yeah, it's because they're getting together and they're talking together and they're planning to do this and do that. We can't keep them in control if they're doing all that sort of shit. So, Johnny, what does Russell Brand have to say about this?
Let's have a look at this from the Irish Parliament, where they're talking. This is fantastic. I've got personal experience of this. What they do is, in any crisis, they say, and therefore we need to control free speech. Your free speech, not only my free speech, not Elon Musk's free speech, your free speech. Your independent thought is their enemy. Legacy media is dying. They've lost the ability to control the narrative. They slip up now and say stuff like, oh, the people of Ireland are all racist, which is literally from an episode of Father Ted. So calling Irish people far-right racist reveals what? That's a technique they use. You are far-right. They've got other ways of shutting down dissenting voices. They've got other slurs and smears and techniques to shut down voices that might awaken yet more independent thought, challenge their interests yet more strongly, but they've made a mistake in Ireland. Here they are.
Europe at the moment, then you're labelled as a right-winger and you should shut up and just take your fucking medicine. Oh, Jesus, Johnny, are you serious?
So, overall, it has to be said that if humans had never existed, the planet would be better off.